Hey, Ag Teacher Thoughts coming at you with another video. So today is my travel around day looking for seeds that we're going to grow in the greenhouse. Yeah, some of them we're getting a little late in the season to get them in the ground, but today was mainly looking for some of the stuff we're going to put in pony packs and our veggies. So with this, I went around and I went shopping, and specifically what I wanted to get, because it's the one thing that disappears in our area quickly, is I wanted to get all of our tomatoes. So there's a lot. There's a lot of tomato seed here. Are we going to plant it all? No, probably not. Some of it we may plant next year. I know seed is generally best the first year, but you'll get some germination the second year, so we're going to keep some of that over. Because some of these varieties don't come back into our area. They're kind of like a one and done, or I don't know, maybe the company that's raising the seed just doesn't have a field of those that year. Maybe their nationwide sales weren't perfect. So today I went out and collected them. I got 21 different varieties of tomato. Yay. One of the things most people don't know is I don't eat tomatoes. Tomatoes and I will just say we're not friends. And I haven't eaten a tomato 20 years since I've eaten a tomato. So I really kind of do this for the love of everybody else. I have no idea what they taste like. The package looks pretty, so I just go and I choose that one. But I try to select the tomato varieties that I know that people give me feedback and say, yeah, that's what we're looking for. I mean, Romas, everybody makes sauce. Everybody's got to have Romas, so we grow Romas. Beefsteak is an old classic. Early Girl is an old classic. Sweet 100 is an old classic. So I try to hit those, and then I'll grab packages of whatever else they had. So I was at a big box store earlier, the big box store with the orange all over it, if you know which one that is. And I bought 104 different packages of seed. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it was like $230, but we'll more than make that up. It goes pretty quick. Tomatoes are probably going to be, they're going to be more than $2 a piece. I haven't decided exactly how much it is. I got to look at costs, and then I got to look at my comparables. I also have been asked by some local businesses if I could grow for them. We've got 2,750 square feet in our greenhouse. Yeah, we're gonna grow for them. I can run things a little bit later to make sure that they have some plants to sell. So I've got sunflowers. Mainly I'm going to do a big push on veggies, because that's kind of important locally, is they want vegetables. So today was just solely tomatoes. I wasn't looking at pumpkins. I wasn't looking at squash. I wasn't looking at anything else. I just wanted to get the tomato seed procured, because I mean, people can forgive you if you don't have a pumpkin, but you got to have the tomatoes. I also grabbed 2 of every kind of pepper they had. I think that brings us up to 10. I don't know. Peppers and I also aren't friends. I haven't eaten peppers in also 20 some years. But there's habaneros, poblanos, jalapenos, some bell peppers, cayenne pepper. I tried to grab some of everything that they had, grabbed all of those. Peppers have to absolutely get in the ground tomorrow on Monday, because peppers take a while to germinate, about 21 days, and they are super slow at growing. So they're going to be in our germination chamber, and I'm going to be pushing them to try to germinate and get ready. So, yeah. Wish us luck. It's going to be an interesting year for us. The other thing I want to make a point of, there's 21 varieties of tomato here. But if you are an ag teacher out there growing plants for your greenhouse, tomatoes can be your best friend. Tomatoes can be your worst friend. But I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't matter how many varieties you grow, how many you purchase and grow. You're always going to have people coming in looking for something that you don't have or you can't get. It's something they picked up somewhere, maybe something their grandma used to grow, something they grew as a kid, something they've grown for the last few years and then can't find. There are literal thousands of varieties of tomato. So they're going to encounter one and love one that you won't be able to get, or you can't find, or you haven't heard of. So just understand that. Don't have your feelings hurt if you throw out 21 varieties and they're coming in asking for Billy Joel's Beauty. I don't know if that's a variety. I'm just throwing a name out there. But they're going to ask you for something you've maybe never heard of. Don't be offended. Ask them what the tomato is like and try to find out which of your tomatoes is as close to it as you can. So maybe they're wanting the Bodacious, which is one of the ones that I picked up. And maybe the closest you have to it is a beefsteak. Maybe you can tell them, hey, beefsteak bears a little bit heavier. Bodacious does a gigantic tomato, but there's not as many. Maybe what you want to do is go back to a standard beefsteak. They perform really well, and try that instead. And then tell them, I'll look for it next year and see if I can find that seed. No promises. Or if you're small enough, just tell them like, hey, if you've got the seed, you find it, drop it off to us. We'll make sure yours are free, and just exchange for the seed packet. We'll give you a couple of free tomatoes. We'll pot them up, we'll grow them, we'll take care of them for you, just as long as you want us to grow them out for everybody else. And just tell them, hey, if you love it, maybe the rest of the community members are going to love it. And if it sells real well, we'll carry it. Find a twist on that. But yeah, don't have your feelings hurt if you're a brand new greenhouse person and you're growing tomatoes or you're growing vegetables and someone comes in and asks for a variety that you don't have. It's going to happen. So don't worry about that. The other thing is, remember, tomatoes they're kind of like a hook plant. Or a hook product. They're what are going to bring people in to your greenhouse, but you're not necessarily going to make a bunch of money on them. So you're not going to make your year growing tomatoes for a greenhouse for school. It's not going to happen. Prices have to stay pretty low. There's not a big markup on it. A lot of places carry tomatoes. People can go just about anywhere to get them. So just understand, they're a plant that you bring that is that impulse buy when they're there, or someone comes in and they're specifically looking for it. And then your job as a salesperson is to get them to buy other things while they're there. Get them to buy the flowers that go with there. Encouraging them to plant marigolds in amongst their tomatoes. I'll explain that one in another video. But yeah, plant marigolds in amongst your tomatoes. So hey, there you go. There's our video on our seed collection for tomatoes. I've got a couple more places to hit, but I've got to go really light. I've got my notepad right here, and I'm going to write down all my varieties. So if I find one that I don't have, I'll pick up a seed packet. I don't need to pick up more than that because I've got 21 varieties. If I grow, 25 of each of those, that's going to be a lot. So anyway, hope you learned something. Ag Teacher Thoughts out.